Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank the World of Metal for having the interview with us. Talking about Redshift, how were we born? It was born with me and the drummer. We concocted the idea for the band whilst working together in a petrol station. You know, the proper lovely origin stories there. We first started seeing a guitarist that we could use as well. It was just the two of us for a little while. Then we tried a couple of guys out. I think we always had it in mind to be a three-piece, as that seemed to work well for us. Not too many people, or not too many cooks when it came to writing. Me and the drummer were always very much on the same stage, so me and Jack. We always got on well and wrote well together. So we were just trying to find that third member. We tried a couple of people out where it just didn't quite happen. And then by the end we found Josh, who Jack had been in a band with before. We all go back to college as well. So we've already known each other for some time, but it was the first time all three of us had been in a band together. And it was just a great combination. It really worked well for us. And then we created Cataclysm, which was released in 2019. And well, the rest is history. Now moving up to doing what we've done now with Laws of Entropy. It's all been rather exciting. So yes, the concept for Laws of Entropy is a much bigger concept. So when we were thinking about what we wanted to do, we'd already done a concept album with Cataclysm, but that being about an alien invasion or an invasion in general, just that sort of struggle, the hero story. This time we wanted to bring it, literally more down to earth. So we decided we wanted to make it about life, the sort of things in life that a lot of us experience. So I can draw from some of my own experience with this as well, sort of starting life. You do have a lot of hopes and dreams, things you want to do. It's not always that easy to achieve them. We talk about some of the obstacles, some of the things you figure out, some of the things you like, some of the things you don't like, about what you're doing, about where you are. It goes through the whole processes from birth, life, death, follows it right through. And we felt that this concept gave us a lot of room to put in real emotion, real feelings, and we hope that's reflected in the writing as well, that you can kind of hear the different stages and the different processes we all go through to get to where we are and to where we want to be. So that's really where the concept came from. We wanted to make an album that was kind of for everyone in that sense. It's about all of us, and it's about no one person or individual. So with the concepts in relation to the music, I think whenever we want to write an album, we speak about ideas and stories, and like for example, so as for this concept, I said it's from life to death. We talk about it's like almost a storyboard, if you like. So we kind of structure out what we want to be in this album, and we write the music along with it. Or if we've had musical ideas and riffs that we've written, or pieces that we've written that fit into a certain area, it helps us to arrange the songs as well, by mood and by feeling. So we also talk about what kinds of things we want to portray whilst we are writing a certain section. Then we can all work together, we feed back on each other's ideas, and that's kind of how we structure the albums. So with this concept, we had the idea for it. We kind of knew we wanted to do this as our second album, and so even sort of moving forward, we have other stories and ideas which we may come back onto and visit in the future. But yes, we'll see how that develops. So in terms of our influences, the things that we've put on our press releases, things like that, sort of the bands that probably sound closest to us. So we do have the likes of things like Between the Buried and Me, Opeth, Dream Theater, and Between the Buried and Me are probably the most notable ones that we like to say have influenced what we do the most. Yes, it's a true nod to them. I mean, we all have so many individual influences. Some of ours heavier than others. I know both Josh and Jack have very heavy influences. They like their heavy bands as well, and they really like their progressive stuff, as do I. We might come from different places in that sense with it as well. So, you know, a lot of our influences go back to like the 70s, 80s, 90s, different periods of music there with it as well. But the sound truly works when it all comes together, because the sum of its parts, and the sum of our influences, which we take no shame in saying, we take a lot of influence from all of these guys, and they really help us in making us the musicians that we are, and showing in the way that we write that we have those influences that come through for us. But when we put them together, that's what really helps develop Redshift's sound. So yeah, it's always appreciated when people notice that Redshift has a sound of its own, and people say things like that. That's fantastic. We couldn't be happier. But no, we definitely have these influences there. We're very proud of the things that made us the musicians we are, and when that comes through in different sections of the music, that's always nice as well, because it's a little nod to where we come from. But the truth is with our sound, it is very much that sum of different influences and the arrangement of it, particularly through Jack, our drummer. He's probably one of the most talented drummers I've ever worked with. Well, probably is the most talented drummer I've ever worked with, actually, and he's very good at listening to a song and piecing it together. So he can always say, we should try this riff here, or we should try that there, or find a good way to get us through one section into the other. He's very good at bringing these things together. He's very good to work with for that. And it's part of what makes our sound as good as it is we have a great drummer, a great heartbeat behind the music. We've all known each other for a long time, so we can all gel together. We can all put our music together well and communicate. And that's what really creates what we have. So for the recording process, this was a bit of a difficult one, because we probably started it around, it would have been 2020 we started writing the songs, and we had some great stuff together, because we were still writing after Cataclysm was released. We didn't stop, and we were starting to get these ideas together, starting to piece it together. And then obviously the pandemic happened, and we weren't able to meet up for a while. So a lot of what we were doing was done over Teams. We managed to put some good ideas together through that. So that worked rather well. So once we had reached that stage where we could start to see each other again, even though it was all face masks and, trying to be extra careful, we were able to get some sessions in the studio, as we had some parts written as well, so we could get the drums down. But it was still sort of like little lockdowns and stuff that happened here and there as well, so we weren't able to do as much as we wanted to do quite quickly. So the recording process took quite a long time. So we probably started recording it in, I think it was just after the first lockdown, so probably, it would have been near the end of 2020, I think, actually. My memory's terrible for things like this, but when we'd started recording, then it was all very much bit by bit. So by 2021, we were able to do a little bit more. We were able to get more time together. So we could start writing some of the other parts, start recording some of the other extras as well. We were able to revise, because it took us so long to record it, because of everything that was going on, we were able to refine a lot of parts as well. So it probably ended up with a much stronger product than we could have hoped for, really. So we're hoping that that's obvious to all, that we've put that effort in there, and we're hoping that it's received well. So the reactions for the album have so far been overwhelmingly positive, and we couldn't be more happy with the reception that it's got. We've loved putting our heart and soul into this and seeing it come back with the responses it has had. The album has so far seen really glowing reviews from multiple places, and from people who've contacted us as well to say that they've enjoyed what they've listened to. That really makes us happy. That makes us feel really good. It's a product of love. We've never written music thinking about making money, things like that. The thing we want is just to make people happy. Like we want ourselves to enjoy it, and we want the people who listen to it to enjoy it. So I'm more than happy with the reaction that it's got, and I think if that's what we can do, it makes me want to do more. It's exciting. It's really exciting. So in terms of the live performance side of it, we will be planning on doing some live shows again. We do have some logistical issues to work out amongst ourselves at the moment. We are all very busy, so as well as doing the band, we're all working full time. We're all under our own commitments. So we've got a few things we've got to work out. So in terms of like travelling, sort of places we're going to want to go, and we're going to put together a plan. We haven't got any dates confirmed yet or any promotion set in stone that we want to do, but we have some ideas. We have some more bits and bobs to work out, but yes, as soon as they are, keep an eye on our Facebook, keep an eye on online. We will make posts out as soon as we know what we're going to be doing with that. But until then, yes, stay tuned. Yes, thanks for having us for the interview and being a part of World of Metal. Thank you very much, guys. See you all soon.